What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we're gonna be doing something different. From now on, there's gonna be a new format to my video style. So basically, go ahead, kick back, relax, and watch this Hornets offseason predictions. In the middle of the video, there's gonna be a question of the day concept from now on. So make sure to stick around for the middle of the video because they're gonna be questions of the day from now on. So make sure to leave your questions down in the comment section below. But I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what team you guys want me to do next. Thank you guys. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. This is also really new. We're going to be doing our goals for the rebuild from now on. We're going to be doing our goals at the very beginning. We're going to give Malik Monk their shooting guard position. The Hornets really failed with that. They barely gave him any minutes this year, and now look what he did at the end of the season. Get some cap space. This Hornets team is terrible on cap space right now, and they really need it if they're really trying to rebuild. I'm not sure what this team's going to do without that cap space. And then our goal here is get Kemba in the playoffs if possible. So we're going to try to get Kemba Walker in the playoffs because he is a great player and deserves to be there. So let's do it. The Charlotte Hornets, just the team that really needs to succeed because they're putting a lot of money into this roster and it's just not a very successful team yet. So when you're a Charlotte Hornets fan, you're wondering why there's so much money being put into a team that's not quite a playoff team yet. That's why one of our goals was to get some cap space. I'm not sure how we're going to do it because, of course, this is a realistic rebuild. So we're going to make sure that we get some cap space somehow. I'm going to have to make it realistic because I think Mitch Kupchak, the new GM, is going to want, a kind of a culture change. So I could see a lot of these players getting traded. I'm not sure if he can really trade anybody because of his cap space issue, but I just know giving Malik Monk the shooting guard position is something the Hornets really need to do. And then Kemba Walker, you need to get that guy in the playoffs. That way you can give him a contract extension because there's no reason why you should let Kemba Walker walk. Do not trade him. That would just be kind of silly. Your team's not too bad. It's really not bad. You just need a few pieces here and there, and this team could be kind of a playoff team. I'm not sure if he could ever become a contender, but Kemba Walker is a great point guard. No need to trade him. Of course, he is in his prime, so I could see why they would trade him. He's kind of entering the prime stages, so maybe they could trade Kemba Walker. I could potentially see that, but let's go ahead, go into the offseason, and see what we can do for this team. Let's just go ahead and get started, guys. So the league meetings, reject all of that. We don't want that. And then the draft lottery. This is important because the Hornets will have a first-round draft pick, hopefully a nice lottery pick, and they get the 11th pick. Not too bad. So staff signing, we got a head coach in Michael Stauffer, I guess, because they did fire Steve Clifford. Who knows who they're gonna, hire? So of course, that's not really out of my. It's not really something I can control. I don't know what the Hornets are going to hire, but let's go into the NBA draft. So this is where we kind of want some cap space, right? So on the cap hold, you got Julian Stone, Michael Carter-Williams, Trayvon Graham, and then you got a couple of G League players. Michael Carter-Williams, I don't think they're going to bring him back because he just is not a good player right now. He just isn't. Sad as it is to say, he had a great rookie of the year, and now you just don't know what's going on with him. So something I could see the Hornets doing is potentially trading Kemba Walker. I never really thought about it, but Kemba Walker is on a 1-year deal, 1 year left on his contract, and he's 28 years old. The only problem with this is the Hornets don't really have a lot of leverage trading Kemba Walker unless they gave him a contract extension in the offseason and then trade him, because no team is going to want to take on Kemba Walker not knowing if he will re-sign with them or not, And then, of course, Kemba Walker has done a lot for the Hornets organization. He just became the organization's leading scorer, so it'd be kind of crazy to trade him, but, of course, I could potentially see them trading him. One guy I definitely need to trade in this video is, I think Cody Zeller is a potential trade candidate, or maybe they should let Cody Zeller stay and then find a way to trade Dwight Howard or trade Marvin Williams. It's just, these contracts are so bad, guys. It's just ridiculous. There's just way too much money going into some of these players. Like Marvin Williams, that's just another bad contract. Dwight Howard, Nicholas Batum is a terrible contract. So I'm not sure if we're going to find a way to trade any of these guys. We have the 11th pick. Let's see what we can do, honestly, though. And my phone is on, so let me go ahead and turn that sound off, and I'm going to find a trade to dump some cap space. One way the Hornets are going to have to get rid of their contracts is they're going to have to throw some assets in while getting rid of these bad contracts. So unfortunately for the Hornets, they're going to have to get rid of a first rounder, a young talent, or something to get rid of some of these contracts that they got. So I'm going to be trading Marvin Williams in our 2020 first round unprotected for Frank Mason and a second round pick from the Sacramento Kings. So let's see if they'll take this. They do, and Marvin Williams is no longer on our books, so that's good for the Charlotte Hornets, of course. But like I said, if they want to get rid, there's no way they're going to get rid of Nicholas Batum, because it's just not going to happen. Unless if they really traded Malik Monk with Nicholas Batum, they're not getting rid of him, because that's just too big of a contract. No team's going to want to take that on, and it's just unfortunate. It really is, because they need some cap space to make this team better, but they just can't, because this roster is just off. So I'm just not really sure what the Hornets could really do. There's nothing they really can do, so I'm gonna go ahead and just keep on going through this, and we'll go ahead and see if we can make this team a little bit better. Alright, and in this final trade that's going to give us some more cap relief, we're going to be trading MKG, Willie Hernan-Gomez, and a second round pick for DJ Augustine and Wesley Iwundu. Basically what I see here is Orlando Magic would be taking on 2 young talents. MKG still, hasn't really came on his own, and maybe a change of scenery would help him out, come off the bench for Orlando or start, whatever they want to do with him. And then we get DJ Augustine as a backup point guard. I think it's a win-win for both sides, and we get rid of some cap space in MKG's contract. Now we have about $1 million in cap space to work with, which is still not a whole lot, but nonetheless, it is $1 million to work with. But I'm gonna go ahead, let's jump in this NBA draft, and let's see what we can get out here, because I want to get something good for this Charlotte Hornets team. I'm not gonna move up in the draft. I think the Hornets don't really have a lot of say when it comes to that. We have one trade offer, so what would that trade offer be? I have no idea. They want to give us Willie Cauley-Stein and Zach Randolph for the 11th pick and Cody Zeller. Not going to do that. Choose prospect. Let's see what we got left out here. They got Emmanuel Kopp, PJ Washington, Isaac Bonga, Wendell Carter Jr., LeGerald Vick, Grayson Allen, Miles Bridges, Aaron Holiday, Bruce Brown, and just not a lot out here for sure. So let's see how it all went out right now. So yeah, everyone pretty good. It's been pretty much been taken. So I guess what you would do here if you're Hornets. If you're the Hornets, you take Miles Bridges, because that's the best guy I see left. I mean, Wendell Carter Jr. is there, but I'm going to take Miles Bridges. I'm going to take Miles Bridges here because I think he's the best prospect left. So let's go ahead and send him to the end. And that gives you a starting small forward. I think we just traded MKG, so who could... Well, I guess Nicholas Batum could start, but Miles Bridges could definitely come off the bench and make some noise. So that's not a bad draft pick right there either for the Hornets. So we will gladly take that. And the Charlotte Hornets are in decent position so far going into this offseason if they're able to get rid of some contracts like that. And we got Isaac Bonga, so I'll take him as well. And then Nicholas Boone, we got him with us in a second round. That's pretty interesting. Got him in the second round. Okay, wasn't expecting that. Qualifying offers, no. And then moratorium day, probably nothing. We probably can't do a lot. We don't have any money in cap space. So when you look at this roster, let's see what they got. So Kemba Walker, of course, DJ Augustine, Jeremy Lamb, Malik Monk. We are definitely getting Malik Monk the keys to this organization. He's going to be the starting shooting guard. Nicholas Batum, Miles Bridges, and Isaac Bonga. Of course, if we could, we would definitely trade Nicholas Batum. You still have Dwayne Bacon, who's supposed to be a nice talent as well. Frank Kaminsky at the power forward, and then they have Cody Zeller and Dwight Howard handling the center position. So Frank is going to start, and then there's just maybe Nicholas Batum could start at the power forward, or Miles Bridges could start at the power forward, or do something like that. Isaac Bonga could, I don't know. We'll figure it out. So I think this roster is basically set in stone. I really don't expect the Hornets to be huge factors in free agency because they just don't have a lot of cap space, not a lot of cap relief to work with. So this team is really going to be struggling to do anything, honestly. And that's just pretty sad to say, but the Hornets really can't do anything. They're not going to be big factors in anything. The only thing they can really do is trade Dwight Howard, trade Kemba Walker, which I could very well see them going that direction, but I just don't see the Hornets turning their back on Kemba Walker just yet. I think that there's going to be a little bit of change, of course, but I don't think they're going to be blowing it up just yet. I think they should keep Kemba Walker, let Dwight Howard play there for one more year, or maybe trade him at the trade deadline, because he did have a decent season with you guys. So might trade him at the trade deadline. I'm not sure yet. He only has 1 year left on his contract, so someone would probably be willing to take him on for like a contending spot. Maybe. I mean, supposedly he's a terrible guy in the locker room, so I don't know. Maybe no one would take him on, but unfortunately, man, I think someone needs to, and let's give this untapped potential, of course, to Malik Monk, because this is going to be our guy this year. And the Hornets, just sad to say, like I said, they won't have a lot of cap. They don't have a lot of cap relief. I could very well see them going the route of trading Kemba Walker and Dwight Howard, blowing it all out, but I also see the route of them not doing that. So now, Malik Monk, you're going to get some minutes, and let's run a 9-man rotation. So Malik Monk, Jeremy Lamb, of course, I want you to get minutes, but Malik Monk, you're going to get some minutes. Like, you're going to get some starting minutes, so 29 minutes per game for Malik Monk. Frank Kaminsky is going to start. Nicholas Batum, I guess, could start. We'll start him, and then, of course, we want to give Jeremy Lamb some minutes. Luke Babbitt, absolutely not. Get out of here. Let's give you some... Actually, Jeremy Lamb should be the 6th man, so let's move you up there slowly and give you as much minutes as possible. So Isaac Bonga, Miles Bridges is going to take some minutes away from you guys, and then give Jeremy Lamb that 6-man role. So that's going to be the minutes going around. So, of course, Isaac Bonga is not going to get any minutes, unfortunately. Well, we got Kemba Walker, Malik Monk, Nicholas Batum, Frank Kaminsky, Dwight Howard, Jeremy Lamb, Corey Zeller, DJ Augustine, and Miles Bridges. So not a terrible team. Of course, Malik Monk and Kemba Walker are going to be the guys this year. Of course, we got Kemba Walker, and then I'm going to give it to Malik Monk. The second scoring option, Malik Monk, you're going to become a great player this year. You're going to be all about it. So actually, let's give Malik Monk a little bit more minutes. Let's give him 30 minutes. Let's give Malik Monk 31 minutes so he could come in, score the ball, and hopefully start to play good with Kemba Walker. And then I'm still waiting to the trade deadline where we might make a move, we might not. Let's see how this team is doing, and then I'll decide whether or not this team needs to make a move. Welcome to the question of the day concept part of the video. Of course, there's no question of the day today because I just don't have any questions from you guys, but make sure to leave your questions down in the comment section below and give it a like if you've been watching the NBA playoffs. They've been so good lately. I mean, Chris Middleton, Terry Rozier, the Hornets and not the Hornets. I'm thinking, okay, that was just a fail, but Raptors and Wizards, just didn't been a lot of good playoff games, so make sure to leave a like if you've been watching the playoffs, and leave a question down in the comment section below so we can start this question of the day in the middle of the video. Unfortunately for the Hornets, I think if they see another season like this, the trade deadline is about to be very impactful for the Hornets. So what we're going to be doing is definitely going to be making an impact at this NBA trade deadline. So if the Charlotte Hornets see another season like this, they're at the trade deadline, and they're not really competing for a playoff spot, what's going to happen with this Hornets team, based off my prediction, is Kemba Walker and Dwight Howard will be out of here. I think it's going to happen. And then they're going to get draft picks to try to trade Nicholas Batum in the offseason. Let's see how much years he has left on his contract. So he's signed until 2021. So the Hornets really messed up with that. But what you're going to do here, if you're a Hornets fan, you're going to see Kemba Walker and Dwight Howard both be gone. So unfortunately, Kemba Walker, as much as the Hornets don't really want to do this to you, you're on a 1-year deal and they want something back for you. So they're going to trade you. I don't know what they're going to get quite yet, but they're definitely going to trade you. So, of course, the Cavaliers known to be interested in him, but he's probably going to go to a contending team, a team that's ready for him. So let's find a contending team to give him to. I mean, who really needs a point guard right now? The Mavericks have Isaiah Thomas. That's interesting. Trey Lyles, 1-year deal. So let me just see who's winning right now. So let's see who's winning right now. And then, of course, I think they would be willing to take on Kemba Walker to make their team just a little bit better going into the playoffs. So there's Eric Bledsoe on the Bucks already. What team doesn't really have a point guard? I mean, Indiana Pacers, that's an interesting one. The Washington Wizards have John Wall. And then the Western Conference, what do you got over here? I mean, the Memphis Grizzlies, Pelicans, Spurs, Timberwolves, Thunder, Rockets. So I think one team that could be potential... Oh, Denver Nuggets as well. But I think they like Jamal Murray at that point guard position. One team I think that could be very interested in Kemba Walker is the Indiana Pacers. Like, if Kemba Walker is available at the trade deadline and the Pacers are still doing good, I think they need to try to pull the trigger and get a point guard if they don't address it in the offseason. Yes, Collison is good and all, but I think they should try. So what I think they should do is I think the Charlotte Hornets should definitely be asking for something good. I think if they got Sabonis, that wouldn't be a terrible idea. Of course, the Pacers love Sabonis, though, so I'm not sure if they'd be willing to do that. If you could get... Well, let's see. Can we just grab Sabonis from them and see if they would take that? They don't have enough cap relief for that. So if you could get Collison, it's just not quite enough money there. So let me trade... Yeah, okay, so that's going to be enough money. So if you get Collison and Sabonis for Kemba Walker, I mean, it's not a terrible trade by any means. I think this is a decent trade. And I think Collison's on a 1-year deal. So Kemba Walker for Sabonis and Derek Collison. Let's see if they take it. They're not interested. They want to do Cody Zeller for Joe Ingles straight up. I mean, it's not really going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. So I doubt the Hornets want to do this because Cody Zeller is a young talent. Let's just try this again. They still want to do Cody Zeller for Joe Ingles. So let's do this. They want to dump. Let's give you a second round pick. Let's see if they take it now. They still want to do Cody Zeller for Joe Ingles. I doubt the Hornets would really want to do this. They get Joe Ingles, who's like 30 years old, and Cody Zeller is still like in his 20s. So I don't see them wanting to do that. So let me do this. Let me get you one more player. Let's give you Luke Babbitt. You want Luke Babbitt? I think they'll do it. So we give him Luke Babbitt as well. So now we have Sabonis and Collison. So let me make sure that Collison is on a 1-year deal, which is exactly what the Hornets want. They want 1-year deals so they can go in this offseason with a ton of money. Now, one more player. They want to get something for Dwight Howard, so they might as well do it now. Dwight Howard, let's go ahead and trade you as well. Jeremy Lamb is actually another person I can see them trading because he actually is on a 1-year deal as well. And I'm not sure if they really want to keep him around. So I might trade Jeremy Lamb here as well. Just like how basically the Cleveland Cavaliers blew it all up, I can see the Hornets doing something like that. So let's see what we can get for Dwight Howard. What's another contending team that would maybe want to take on Dwight Howard like a center? He's on a 1-year deal. So let me go ahead and cut real quick, and then we'll make sure and find a potential suitor for Dwight Howard. All right, so I could see the Hornets doing something like this for Dwight Howard. They get DeMar Carroll on a 1-year deal, and then maybe get a young talent in Karis LeVert. Not that they really need it because they already have Malik Monk, but let's see if they would take this straight up. They want Dwayne Bacon, and they give us Tyson Chandler. 1-year deal for Tyson Chandler. Should we take this? And they want a top 10 2021 protected pick. Dwayne Bacon, we'd be trading Dwayne Bacon, which I don't think the Hornets are very fond of. I think they like Dwayne Bacon, but since we get Karis LeVert in return, I think I'm going to do this trade. I think we're going to get DeMar Carroll, Dwayne Bacon, and then Tyson Chandler on a 1-year deal. Hopefully Tyson Chandler's on a 1-year deal. I said he is. There's no hopefully, yeah. So DeMar Carroll and Tyson Chandler are both on 1-year deals, so that's going to give a lot of cap relief, and they get Karis LeVert out of the deal. So basically, that is a good trade for the Hornets because they basically got some young talent out of it. We got Sabonis out of the Hornets trade, and we got Karis LeVert. So now, one more player I see them trading is Jeremy Lamb, and then I think they would extend. Let me see if Frank Kaminsky wants to resign. So Jeremy Lamb wants to resign. Nicholas Batum wants to resign. That absolutely is not happening. DJ Augustine wants to resign, but I definitely think they'll extend Frank Kaminsky. I think they're going to want him for the near future. So let's give Frank Kaminsky a contract extension. Jeremy Lamb, no. And then Collison, not undecided. Augustine, no. Nicholas Batum, definitely not. We're not giving you one. Jeremy Lamb is an interesting one. I think they'd rather trade him. I don't think that he's a part of the long-term plan. So let's trade Jeremy Lamb. I'm not even expecting to get anything great from him. So who really wants him? I mean, the Celtics could take him for Montrezl Harrell, which actually would not be a bad idea for the Hornets to do. So I think I might go back to that one and just take Montrezl Harrell because that's another young talent for them to take. So Montrezl Harrell, welcome to the team. And the Celtics get a talented shooting guard in Jeremy Lamb. So Montrezl Harrell, welcome to the team. Now let's look at this rotation. Now we got Collison, Karis LeVert, DeMar Carroll, Montrezl Harrell, Tyson Chandler, Sabonis, Batum, Frank Kaminsky, and Cody Zeller. DJ Augustine, Miles Bridges ain't getting any more minutes. But Malik Monk, of course, is getting that shooting guard position. So Malik Monk is going to be starting shooting guard. DeMar Carroll is going to start at the small or power forward, and then we're going to start Karis LeVert at the small forward, and then Montrezl Harrell. Let me figure this out, man. So we got to do 10-man because there's a lot of players on this roster. Let's give no preference, and then let's give Malik Monk basically the keys here. No preference, and then Malik Monk is going to have the keys to his organization. And then let's go ahead and let me fix up this rotation a little bit because this is going to take some time. Hold on. All right, so this is how it's going to go now. Collison, Malik Monk, Karis LeVert, DeMar Carroll, Cody Zeller, Sabonis, Nicholas Batum, Frank Kaminsky, Montrezl Harrell, and Miles Bridges. So that's going to be the 10-man rotation. Tyson Chandler and DJ Augustine are shut out of the rotation. So now, basically what the Hornets are doing is going to be tanking. Going into the offseason, they're going to have another high draft pick. And then Malik Monk's going to get some more talent around him. And they're going to have a ton of cap space to work with in this offseason. So let's go ahead and simulate to the end of the season, see how this team does. That is my prediction for the Charlotte Hornets, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the video after that. At the end of the season, Malik Monk is your most improved player, which I absolutely predict next season. I think Malik Monk could potentially win most improved player next year if they do, of course, start him I think he could average 20 plus points per game because he's already doing pretty good when they gave him those minutes, that garbage minutes. I just don't understand why the Hornets didn't start him all year. But the Hornets went 8-31 and 51 record, just like last year. But this is the final player stats. Now, when you go into the offseason for this Hornets team, you basically have a core. Let's see what they're going to have left. So this is what they're going to be able to work with now. So honestly, you're going to have a lot of free agents, of course, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and simulate through these playoffs. That way I could just show you what the Hornets could potentially be working with if they were to trade for some young talent. They're going to have a nice core. I'm not saying these are the players they're going to get. Like, there's no way to predict every single player, like exact player a team is going to get. That's just impossible, honestly. So not much you could do about that. But when you look at this team, they're going to have a lot to work with. So they're going to have Batum, which hopefully they can find a way to trade him away. They're going to have Cody Zeller, Frank Kaminsky, Montrezl Harrell, DJ Augustine, which they could probably trade him away as well. Malik Monk is still there. Sabonis is still here. Miles Bridges, Karis LeVert, Isaac Bonga, Frank Mason, and then they can get rid of these contracts down here, and they're going to have a ton of money to work with. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Leave a like if you did enjoy, and of course hit that subscribe button. Come join Crush Nation. Come join what this family is all about. It is a great organization here. Well, obviously we're not an organization. I don't know why I just said that. We're not a team, so I don't know why I just said that. But once again, I appreciate you guys so much. And subscribe if you haven't already. Just basically do that. And we're going to go ahead and do another video tomorrow, so make sure to come back and leave your questions, like I said, down in the comment section below. This is Crushables, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. Have a good day.